Yeah, look, I think every series is important in the build up to any World Cup. Naturally, going into the ODI series now, there's still a couple of years till 2023, but it's a great time to almost, in a sense, start afresh as an ODI team. I think it's been a while since the ODI team last played from a Proteas perspective. So yeah, certainly a new chance, basically to start afresh. Obviously under Temba's guidance, who's been brilliant this week so far, encouraging the brand of cricket that he would like the Proteas to play. So it's exciting. We've got a couple of years to build on something, and hopefully when the time 2023 comes, the team is pretty much knowing exactly what each person's role is under the brand of cricket that everyone wants. Yeah, look, I certainly wasn't expecting it at all, Ken. I obviously understand my white ball game for the Proteas hasn't been where I would have liked it to be. So I think, look, in general, you never expect selection, but more so in this case for myself. So I'm certainly grateful to be here. White ball cricket is something that I thoroughly enjoy, and I'm glad to be seen from the selector's point of view and the coaching point of view that they still see me in the white ball plan. So yeah, extremely grateful to be here. Whether we play or not, it's something that we as players have no control over. But at least it's a step back in the right direction for myself in terms of white ball cricket. Yeah, look, it's quite tough for me to comment on something like that. I wasn't involved in any of the discussions that took place with regards to the guys that are leaving to IPL. We as a team haven't addressed it either. Our sole focus has been on preparation from an actual cricket perspective. So I think that's something that probably have to get taken up with the guys that are leaving and maybe guys in higher powers. But the sole focus for us has been to train extremely hard and train specifically for what we're going to come across in the series now against Pakistan. Look, it's quite tough to say. Obviously, the series in Pakistan, one, conditions are extremely different to the conditions we'll come across here in South Africa, and then secondly, the format's obviously different as well. So I've only played Pakistan in white ball cricket in maybe one or two games in the past, so I'm actually not too sure. Obviously, they've got a great bowling attack as we've seen in the past. So I think for myself, if I play and the batting unit that does play, it's extremely important to set the game up, play a good positive brand of cricket, and hopefully get to a stage where we can put their bowling attack under some pressure. Look, obviously still need to do a lot, I think. It's been a while for myself personally since I've played 50 over cricket. I think the domestic tournament that happened last time, or the most recent one, I was injured for most of it as well. So it's actually been quite some time since I've played 50 over cricket. For me, it's just been about getting back to the game plans that I used when things were going well for me, albeit at franchise cricket. Game plans obviously change and intensities will change throughout the innings. It is, or initially at the start of this week, in terms of training, it did feel a bit foreign for me. Obviously, I haven't played loads of red ball cricket since I've been back from injury and not too much white ball. So I think it's more just addressing the plans from a mental side of things. I don't think technically too much changes. And then, yeah, it's just about being able to back options that I think will work for me in the conditions that we come across, and believing that those options for myself are the right things to do and will be the best for the team. Yeah, we still, I think, almost fortunate enough to very much experiment still. I think 2023 is still a while away. The few discussions that I have had with the coach and with Temba has been to try be quite versatile. So I'd probably see it anywhere in the top four. I think naturally I'm comfortable anywhere in the top four. Probably more comfortable up top for the time being. I'd still like to get to know numbers 3 and 4 a little bit more, but certainly something that I'm open to doing. I think ultimately as a player, you're almost just happy to take whatever spot you can get in the team. So that's sort of been the discussions since I've rejoined the squad, and hopefully if there's a gap somewhere, we can take it and ideally put big runs on the board for the team. Look, I think first and foremost, you congratulate them on their appointments. I said it in the past couple of weeks as well, that they certainly extremely deserving of their positions that they've got, and certainly are the right people for the job as well. So it's been amazing to see Temba operate so far this week. The amount of respect that guys have for him in this environment is seriously on another level, and I think it makes leading from his side a lot easier because of that. So extremely happy for them, and certainly guys that not just myself but the whole Proteas environment, one, back, and two, respect, and are certainly very easy to follow in terms of their whatever they basically say. I know that the team will be happy to follow and to buy in. It's actually quite hard to say, because I don't think I played too much under Quinny, but knowing the character Quinny is, he's obviously got a great cricket brain, and he sees the game extremely well from behind the stumps. But I think Temba, maybe where you might vary, would be in terms of being a little bit more rigid, doing a lot of planning before a game, so that when we're in the game, he's got options to fall back on. Whereas I think Quinny's quite a free-spirited person, and therefore quite a free-spirited captain, and was able to develop plans on the field as they go. Not saying Temba can't do that, but yeah, his preparation from a captaincy perspective might be a bit different to Quinny's. But yeah, something that's exciting. Temba's obviously done very well for the Lions from a captaincy point of view in white ball cricket, and won trophies with them. And that obviously speaks volumes about his ability to lead well and captain a side well. Yeah, it's certainly I mean, if you look at India and England, they're probably your two best ODI teams in the world, or two of the best in the world. So their brand of cricket and the way they're going about their business is certainly a way that works, and is a way that is what needs to be done in order to be up there with the best in the world. So it's certainly a brand of cricket that we've looked into and discussed this week so far. A lot of things can change that in terms of conditions and things like that, but generally in the half out where we're going to play this series now, it is normally quite good to bat. So a positive approach and a brave approach is certainly things that we have spoken about. It's slightly different for our players, but I think it's more just from a mental side of things. I think everyone has the ability to be able to walk in and score freely from ball one. So it's going to be a work in progress, and it might take a bit of time from the Proteas side of things, but it's certainly discussions that we have had building up to the series so far. Yeah, it's been a long time. If you know Temba really well, he's a very competitive person. So 2023 is obviously in the back of the minds of the should we say the leaders of the team, and the coach and the captain. But first and foremost, it's to win series as well, and to find ways to win and sort of try instill that culture back into the ODI team. So it's almost like this is the first obstacle in the way on the journey to 2023. A lot of focus has been put on getting good results and winning games. So that is where the focus is at, with obviously in the back of our minds that we're trying to work towards 2023, and hopefully if we can do all these things in the build up to that, that the squad that goes to the 2023 World Cup will have trained and played cricket under the brand of cricket that Temba and Bouch wants, so that when we get there, things are ready almost to just hit the road running. Yeah, to be honest, we don't pay much attention to that at all, Tinus. I think it's something that we as players and as a group of people here try to stay away from. I suppose at the time it can only create more obstacles to come over as a team, and probably that would be quite unnecessary for us to do as a squad. So we solely focusing on the cricket side of things. We trust that the people up top making those decisions will will make the right decisions for the best of the game in the country, which is ultimately extremely important to all of us. That's, I suppose, their issue to tackle, and we as players just have to make sure that we're playing good cricket, and I suppose start winning games and playing a brand of cricket that the public really enjoys as well.